Get ready to be inspired and empowered by a renowned author, consultant, entrepreneur, and spiritual leader. Taurus D. Solomon is the founder of Cultivate University, an online school of ministry that provides training and development. He's the CEO of Taurus Solomon Ministries, that's impacting churches, nonprofits, and networks worldwide, and as the senior leader of Cultivate Hub DFW. Taurus and his wife Reginique are on a mission to equip believers, empower families, embrace communities, and expand the kingdom. So take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text TSM to 770-746-8147. That's TSM to 770-746-8147 to catch Taurus Solomon live for weekly insight, information, inspiration, and more.
God is here. It's the glory, it's the glory, it's the glory. We go from glory to 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 glory. You don't know what's happening to you. Heaven's making a deposit. Something's being put in you that's going to change you forever.
Get ready to be inspired and empowered by a renowned author, consultant, entrepreneur, and spiritual leader. Taurus D. Solomon is the founder of Cultivate University, an online school of ministry that provides training and development. He's the CEO of Taurus Solomon Ministries, that's impacting churches, nonprofits, and networks worldwide, and as the senior leader of Cultivate Hub DFW. Taurus and his wife Reginique are on a mission to equip believers, empower families, embrace communities, and expand the kingdom. So take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text TSM to 770-746-8147. That's TSM to 770-746-8147 to catch Taurus Solomon live for weekly insight, information, inspiration, and more.
Hello, hello, hello to everyone. Can y'all see me and hear me well? I'm super excited tonight. I'm nervous. I'm just glad that we have you watching with us. I want to know where you're watching from. Can you see me and hear me well? Indiana. Oh my God. New York. I'm so excited, y'all. I don't know what to do. Is my beautiful wife with us? Is she ready to join us? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, babe. Y'all, it's
Hey y'all.
deliverance and therapy time, y'all. Oh my goodness. We like to do something here at Cultivate with my wife and I. This is our first time doing a masterclass like this together. I want you all to say hello to my beautiful, fine dime of a wife,
Taurus,
Reginique
please.
Solomon.
Hey
Girl, you ain't
y'all. Good
fine.
evening. Good evening. I'm so excited to be with y'all tonight.
Y'all, we like to do something for people who watch us the first time. I want you to put a fire emoji in the comment section if this is your first time watching with us. We like to call it first time fire. I want to know who's first time watching with us. We have so much that we want to get to you all tonight, but we want to know who's the first time watching with us. And then we're going to jump right in. We're getting ready to jump right in. So many people, 6,000 people signed up for this inner healing masterclass, completely free. And so many of you have been blessed by the workbook. If you have not gotten the workbook, I want you to click the link below. I just dropped the link for you. I want you to click that link and you can get the workbook. I am excited because, and in the comment section on YouTube, in the description section on YouTube, there is a link for you to get the workbook. You need the workbook. It's going to be really helpful for this class. Somebody said, love the workbook. I love that, Miss Tina.
Yeah.
Miss Tina, I love that. Yes, replays are available. Look at all of this first time fire. I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
Yeah,
I
it's a
can't keep up.
lot of people here for the first time. I love it.
This is crazy. So I want you to do one more thing and then we're going to jump in. I want you, so many people are saying they love the workbook. Oh man, I'm excited that y'all, oh, I'm so glad. We worked pretty hard on that. So I'm glad that you all are excited about what's happening over in the workbook. So this is the last thing I want you to do. I want you to share this broadcast. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, wherever you are, we're getting ready to jump in, but I need you to tag somebody who may need some inner healing or some therapy. This is going to be like 2 days of group therapy. We're going to challenge you to confront some things. We're going to I love it. So many people are jumping on this workbook. So we're going to be challenging you to confront some things. We're going to be challenging you to identify some things because that's what deliverance and therapy is all about. We say it all the time, hurt buried alive never dies. Hurt Buried Alive never dies. If you're on YouTube, the link for the workbook is in the description for this video. So just drop down, click on the description, and you'll see the link. Go get the workbook and come back. You don't want to miss class. I need everybody to click that share button. If you're on Facebook, click share. If you're on YouTube, I want you to take this link and send it out to about 3 people. Send it out to 3 people. We're excited. So, dear wife, are you ready?
I am ready. Can you hear an
So,
echo?
no, I don't
Okay.
hear echo on my end.
Okay.
Y'all, we're in the same house. We promise we live together. We just have a beautiful 5-month-old baby that we have to be ready if one of us has to split
Yes. So
and
at
go
any
in.
moment, if you all see me walk away, it's not because I don't want to be here. It's because I'm going to check on her, but I'm coming right
Because
back.
she is a ball of
Energy
joy,
and joy.
ball
Yeah.
of energy. They're saying they hear a slight echo on you, babe. Just slow it. Just lower your volume just a little bit.
Okay. What about now?
Just
Okay.
lower your volume a little bit.
Okay.
Hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah, I'm here. So can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Taurus. I am a I lead a church in Dallas, Texas, and I am a deliverance minister. I am for most of my life. I have been working to help people break free from spiritual bondage. Um, I have utilized my years of experience in deliverance, and I've written a book and I do courses on deliverance. And we have a lot of testimonies of people who are breaking free from generational curses, breaking free from trauma, breaking free from the plans of the enemy. If you're a part of my church, I want to see the partners of my church in the comment section, or you're a student of my mentorship program, university. I want to see you in the comment sections. Just put cultivate in the comment section. So I'm Taurus, and that's a little bit about what I do. Um, my work in the church led me to deliverance. And my work in the church led me further on my healing journey. Past deliverance, I had to go into just a little bit of therapy. So, just a little bit about it. I was working at a church for many years. And just through years and years of working in church, I identified that there was an issue in the way that I was processing. I became emotionally detached. I was dating this beautiful lady right here, and had little to no emotional energy to give. And so I decided that the way that I needed to address what was going on in my heart, deliverance wasn't enough. How many have ever felt like that? I'm not saying that the power of God is not enough, but sometimes you need to compound. You need to approach this thing. You need to approach this thing from a multiple angles. And so sometimes healing requires a combination of things. So yes, I was getting deliverance. Yes, I was calling on Jesus. Yes, I was praying, but I found it necessary to go further on my journey and weaponize the tool called therapy. So that's how I found this beautiful combination of deliverance and therapy. Deliverance deals with the demon, therapy deals with the damage. I want you to type that in the comment section. I want you to type that in the comment section. Deliverance deals with the demon, therapy deals with the damage. There is a spiritual component to your healing journey, but not everything is a demon. Sometimes you need to sit down and just talk.
I agree.
Sometimes you just need to sit down and talk about what's going on. Talk about what you're dealing with. Talk about what's happening in your mind. Talk about what's happening in your emotions. Deliverance deals with the demon for sure, but sometimes you need therapy to help you reframe your mind. Wife, let's talk about your journey to deliverance and therapy.
So my journey started when I was a child, I would say. So obviously my name is Reginique and I am a licensed social worker and I'm a therapist. We live here in Dallas, Texas. I'm licensed, so I pretty much before we had the baby, I was do therapy was I was a part of a private practice where I provided therapy for women. I've worked with women, I've worked with young children, I worked with adult males. So I've worked with a variety of clients in therapy regarding like addiction, trauma recovery, things of that nature. But I would say my journey with deliverance and therapy really started when I was a child. And the reason why I say that is because if you're new here, you don't know anything about me other than Taurus and I are married. But growing up, my dad was a diagnosed schizophrenic. So I saw mental illness firsthand as my dad's experience affected everyone in the household. So there would be periods where my dad was stable, but then there will also be periods where he wasn't stable. So that was my first introduction to deliverance and therapy, even though I didn't know exactly what was taking place because I was a young child. I knew that there was a component of mental illness that was present. And so throughout, I grew up, graduated, did all these things, and went to school to study psychology. I wanted to study the mind. And it could have been because, I wanted to really understand how my dad was impacted. But that was really my first introduction to, I would say, deliverance and therapy. I myself, I'm a therapist who has a therapist. I recommend therapy for everyone. I love one a therapist posted it on social media once. She said a lot of times we say you need to go to therapy as if it's as if it's an insult, but we deserve therapy. So therapy should, someone telling you you
That's
need to
good,
go to
babe.
therapy is not because there's something wrong with you or that there's a deficit, but a lot of times that's what we believe, and that's what keeps us from pursuing therapy. That's what keeps us from acquiring some of the tools that we need, like Tori said, to reframe our thought patterns and things of that nature. And so it's not that you need therapy because it's a deficit, but you deserve therapy for all of the things that you experience. You deserve to be able to sit in front of someone and talk about your experience and receive that emotional healing. And so that's what I did starting in 2016. I graduated. I was moving in. Not I wasn't a therapist at that time, but I was working with, like I said, I was working with adults and children in the therapy space. And I saw that there were some things that I needed to work out myself. And so I've been in therapy off and on since 2016. And I consistently go, right? There are periods when, you know, and then something comes up, like now I'm a mom, so I want to have tools to be a better mother. And so we pursue therapy. And so therapy really is there to help us gain the tools and the skill sets we need to thrive and be successful in the things that God has called to our life. And so that's my experience with deliverance and therapy. I was in Taurus's class when I first came
Flirting
to
with me,
understand
y'all.
deliverance. I was one of Taurus's students.
Flirting with me, y'all. She was trying to be the
No,
teacher's pet.
I was not flirting with Taurus, but I was one of Taurus's students. Taurus was a pastor at my church, and I was not flirting with the pastor. I promise you, I was not flirting with the pastor.
She
I
was
joined Taurus's class because I wanted to learn more about
about
deliverance. This
Taurus.
is something that was new to me. I wanted to understand it. I think this was 2018. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to. I knew that I was called to the healing space, and so I wanted to know, I wanted to learn how to administer deliverance. And so I was in his class and he was flirting with me and he gave me extra credit and he let me join the next class for free. It was a setup. It was a setup. But here we are.
Y'all, please, one thing I want y'all to learn about my wife, she's still on her therapy journey, so she
Whatever.
may not remember things the same
Or,
way.
so that
If
means I'm a liar, which I'm not. So whatever.
Well, I don't want to say you're a liar, but sometimes you just remember things a little differently than I do, and it's okay.
No,
We're
I'm
all on a
remembering
healing
it
journey.
correctly. I'm remembering it correctly.
I'm a deliverance minister and I have
The
a
extra credit
therapist.
went for somebody said, yes, it did. Oh, baby,
Well,
now,
now
like
look at her. If it was a setup, it was a good setup. Like, now look at her, married with a baby, living in Dallas,
yeah, it
Texas.
was the best setup. It was
I
a
want
guy
everybody
that
to type
said
it
it
in the
well.
comment section. I want everybody to type, "You deserve therapy." You deserve therapy, because I really want to debunk that myth that you don't need to go into your mental health awareness, or you don't need to start worrying about the condition of your mind, will, and emotions until something is wrong. A lot of time, especially in these spiritual environments, because I just told you, I'm a deliverance minister. I cast out demons. I've seen real manifestations. I'm not talking about just people crying. No, I've seen wasps manifest out of thin air. I've seen people throw up things that get up and run off. I've seen real spiritual power at work. But at the same time, the thing that I've seen most consistently that brings lasting freedom is therapy. And I think this is why there is such a real attack on the stigma. Like, oh, well, I'm saved, I'm full of the Holy Ghost, and I don't have to go to therapy, or I don't need to go to therapy because the Holy Ghost is going to fix it. And here's the truth. You will partner with the Holy Ghost. But the truth is, the Jesus that we call on is not just a deliverer. Isaiah called him a wonderful counselor. I want you to type that in the comment section too. I feel real churchy, baby. Keep me level. Don't let my preacher take over. I feel like we need to be reintroduced as a body. We need to be reintroduced as a group of believers. We need to be reintroduced to Jesus, the wonderful counselor. He is the God that not only cast out the devil, not only did he say all power is in my hand in heaven and in earth, he also gave us practical tools through anointed counselors to help us live in lasting freedom. And I think that's what we're missing out on, because we have those powerful moments at the altar and we snot and cry for 15 minutes and we cry our eyelashes off and we lose the feeling of what we're going through because we feel better. We momentarily feel better, but then we don't have tools to continue our therapy or continue our healing. And I need you to know, deliverance is not an event, it's a journey. Deliverance is not an event, it's a journey. If you go to the altar and think that somebody laying hands and shaking your stomach till you throw up is going to be all that you need to live whole and free, you have a bad perspective about deliverance. Sometimes you need somebody to shake your belly until you throw up. You need that. But most of the time, what I'm seeing that needs to happen is we need people who don't just go to the altar, but they go and sit in somebody's chair. They sit in front of a Zoom. We do virtual deliverance sessions in our university. My wife does virtual therapy. Deliverance is not just an event, it's a journey. And so tonight, I want to know who's ready to start that journey of healing. Who's ready? Because here's the truth. I'm going to prophesy and give this word to you. You cannot go into 2025 with the same baggage that you've been carrying since 2019. Y'all blame a lot on 2020, but some stuff started before 2020, baby. You've got to start dealing with what's been inside of you. You got to deal with the unmet needs, the unhealed hurts, the unresolved issues. You got to have the conversation and dig it up so that you can live free. Because if you don't, you'll live in a cycle, high highs and low lows. You got to deal with it at the root. And this is why we're doing this masterclass, because we want to challenge people to deal with things at the root. We want to challenge people to demolish strongholds and utilize the tools that God has so graciously gifted us to live free. If you're ready to live free, just say, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. So, babe, let's talk about a little bit about that marriage or that mirror between demonic influence and trauma. How do they work together? Because one thing that I like to tell people, and then I'll let you therapize us, is that trauma is not a demon. Uh-oh, I'm finna make the spooky people mad. Trauma is not a demon. Trauma is a door.
Yes.
It opens the door to demonic influence, but trauma is not a demon. Babe, talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So can you mute yourself?
Yes.
So when it comes to demonic influence and versus trauma healing, like my husband said, I feel like a lot of us we get it wrong. We think that everything is a demon, and like Tora said, trauma is not a demon. You can't cast out trauma. Trauma cannot be cast out. Trauma has to be healed. And so I've heard it this way before, and I thought it was brilliantly put. Trauma is not what happens to you, because a lot of times we look at trauma as some of the things we experience, in which it is, in terms of some sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect of any kind, right? These things, what they do is, trauma is not what happens to you, it's what happens in you as a result of what happened to you. So that thing that you experienced created a wound in you. You cannot Deliverance does not deal with wounds. Therapy deals with wounds. Wounds have to be healed. Wounds have to be brought to the light, first of all, right? And so what therapy does is provides a space where you can bring to the light those things that you experience, those things that you hide because of shame, because you're afraid to talk to anyone about it because you don't know how they're going to look at you, right? All of these things, right? What happens is when we come into a therapy space, that therapist helps you feel safe enough so that you can turn the light onto those things that you experience so that they can be healed. And so trauma is something that has to be healed. But a lot of times we find where people, and like Tori said, we believe in deliverance. We've experienced deliverance, right? And we recommend everybody that we talk to, everybody that we counsel, everybody that we interact with, we recommend deliverance and therapy. They go together. I always recommend experiencing deliverance first, because what deliverance does is it allows you to receive freedom to now go and do the work of therapy. I explained it one way before, where it's like if you break your leg, before you go to a physical therapist, you are going to go to an orthopedic surgeon, that or orthopedic provider. What that doctor is going to do is examine what happened, where the injury occurred, how it occurred, and they're going to bind that wound up so that when you do participate in physical therapy, you're able to go through with it because the pain is not as painful, because what broke it at the root has been fixed. So now you can actually participate in therapy. And so I like to explain it that way. A lot of times we want to go to therapy first, and we believe in therapy, but I will also say and recommend. I don't know if you would agree with me towards that. Deliverance should be your first stop. When you're pursuing healing.
I absolutely agree. And that's how I teach it, because think about it this way. You've spent your whole life under this pressure. You spent your whole life dealing with this trauma. You have to break the power. I teach it this way. Trauma is a bruise. Just like when an impact happens to your physical skin, your skin, the blood vessels are burst, and the blood rushes to the top of the top layer of your skin, and it becomes sensitive. This is what happens when you're triggered. Somebody's touching a sensitive soul bruise. Everybody type that, a soul bruise. And so you get put in a situation and your bruised soul is triggered because somebody touched something that hasn't been touched in a while. So what happens is the bruise in your soul then becomes a door. The door, the area that you've been traumatized in, the trigger, it becomes an area where the enemy takes advantage of. He starts suggesting perspectives. He starts suggesting ideas. This is where we get intrusive, or what I call in deliverance ministry, tormenting thoughts. And the goal of these thoughts is to erect a stronghold. I need you to understand how they work together. Strongholds are not spiritual buildings in the sky. Y'all know, in the 90s, we used to do this when we wanted to pull down strongholds. We don't really do too much of that no more in church. But strongholds are not spiritual buildings in the sky. Strongholds are mentalities. This is why in Corinthians, Paul said, cast down imaginations, arguments that exalt themselves against the knowledge. He's using really strong words that remind us of the psyche. Strongholds are mentalities, and the enemy is trying to erect mentalities, perspective, mindsets in you by injecting perspectives or suggestive imagery. This is why when you experience trauma from a man, if the trauma is powerful enough, the enemy is now trying to shape your whole perspective about men in general. So you go from saying this man hurt me to saying men in general are no good. All men are dogs. I know there's been a lot of women who said all men are dogs, but it's because the enemy is trying to develop strongholds. Strongholds are developed through repetitious thinking. Repetitious thinking. Thoughts become thought patterns. Thought patterns become strongholds. I'm going to say that again. Thoughts become thought patterns. Thought patterns become strongholds. One more time. I want you to type it when you grab it. Thoughts become thought patterns. Thought patterns become strongholds. Thoughts are like this. You get one thought injected, and then the enemy tries to connect that thought with something else that may not even have anything to do with what you're talking about or thinking about. He
Exactly.
just tries to create a string. He tries to create a pattern, just like somebody laying brick. Just like with somebody laying brick, they have to lay it in a pattern in order to fortify it. They have to lay it in a pattern in order to make sure it's strong enough, right? And so what the enemy does is he tries to create a pattern using memories. This is why a lot of people have to feel the way that you find real healing is by intentionally remembering. The enemy is trying to convince you to just stuff it away in the back of your mind and forget that it ever happened. But like I say all the time, hurt buried alive never dies. You got to dig up the memory. You got to deal with the memory. You got to confront the memory, not to get stuck there again, not to just relive the hurt again, but you go back there to say so long, bye-bye. You go back there to see God's perspective about a thing. You go back there to see what God is doing, what God's desire is. You don't go back there to get stuck again. You go back to heal. You just need to lay your hand on your mind and say, Lord, heal my memory. Lord, heal my memory. Lord, heal my memory, because that's what we need. We need healing in our minds. We need healing in our wills. We need healing in our emotions. Lord, heal my mind. Type it. Because this is what the enemy does. I like to say, so we talked about trauma. And
There's something.
go ahead, babe.
There's something
Go
that
ahead.
I wanted to say in terms of how deliverance and therapy merge together. What Taurus explained as tormenting thoughts in a therapy space, and in a therapy space, what we call those things are cognitive distortions. And so cognitive distortions are, sometimes they'll call them intrusive thoughts. But cognitive distortions are what we call, they're these internal filters or biases that we have. They're negative and they're irrational. That's what I want to say. They're negative and they're irrational perspectives that we hold about life, about people, based on the things that we experience. And so one of the ways therapy helps you break cycles is that when you come and you sit down and you talk to a therapist, what they're going to do is they're going to help you dig into those cognitive distortions to figure out where they stem from and how they can be healed. Because what happens with those cognitive distortions, like Taurus said, if you experience hurt or pain at the hands of a man or a woman, the enemy wants to then convince you all women are bad, all men are bad. Protect yourself. You need to keep yourself safe from all of these people, right? And so when you're consistently telling your brain that through repetition, like Taurus explained, what your brain is doing is making shortcuts. So when you're engaging in life, your brain is taking in, and this may seem a little more physiological, but your brain is taking in so much information, it doesn't have time to sit and process and really examine every experience you have. What your brain is looking for is shortcuts. And so if you have convinced yourself that men are dangerous, you don't have to tell yourself in a moment when you meet someone that God sent to be a destiny helper, you don't have to tell them you don't have to tell yourself they're not safe. You've already told yourself years ago that men are not safe, that women are not safe. And so your brain, in a moment when you meet someone that could actually be a destiny helper, your brain is going to tell you you're not safe in this environment. You're not safe with this person. And so that's how we prevent ourselves from growing. It's not because sometimes people say, and I see it in the therapy space all the time, well, I don't think that. I don't tell myself that. Well, you don't always have to be constantly thinking that in order for that to be a core belief that you hold in your heart. So
That's so good. And I think it's interesting, and I think it's necessary for us to dig into those core beliefs, and because those core beliefs are what shape our identity and they create personalities. This is why I'm going to say this. God is not interested in blessing the version of you that hurt create. He only wants to create the version of you that he created. He only wants to increase the version of you that he developed, that he spit into the earth with intention, with treasure, with gifts. He wants to bless the version of you that he had in his mind. And what he has to do now is he has to destroy, and I know that sounds really, really harsh, but he has to destroy the version of you that trauma created. The version of you that your pain created. You were really, those people who are really sugar sweet and shy and soft, but they present as hard and mean and confrontational. It's really a personality that they develop to protect themselves because they don't believe that God will protect them any longer because they had a bad experience where he didn't protect them. But I need you to get it in your heart. In order to go into 2025 and experience the long-term blessings, I'm talking about legacy type blessings that the Lord has for you, you're going to have to allow God to bless the real you. How is God going to bless the real you? He's going to heal the you. He's got to heal the real you. Because if you keep presenting as something that you're not, if you keep presenting as a personality that you're really not, you're not mean. You're hurt. You don't have a bad attitude. You have a soft heart. You're not intimidating. You're scared. And if
I was
you
go as
don't
far as to
deal
say
with it,
this.
go ahead, babe.
Because sometimes we see that trauma impacts our personalities. And so, like you were saying,
Absolutely.
um, a lot of times when I'm working with clients, they come and they say, you know what, I'm an introvert. I don't like being around people. No, you're not an introvert. You're a hurt extrovert. God called you to be an extrovert. You're just hurt, like Tori said. And so you think that you can now live on an island by yourself because people hurt you. But I hear it all the time, and I say it all the time. If relationships hurt you, God is going to use relationships to heal you. If relationships are what broke you, God is going to use relationships to mend you. And it's not that He can't work a miracle, it's not that He can't speak a word and you're instantly healed, but there's something that we learn about healing that comes when we are in community with other people.
That's so real. That's so real. We've got to really dig into it and not allow trauma to set the pace for our life. Because here's what happens when we live in response to trauma. Oft, if we just live triggered, then we'll live in a cycle because we never break out of this is why people deal with seasonal grief. They have the same thing that comes up the same time every year, but they never address it differently. They just allow the season to come and go. And then they end up in a cycle, and then they don't think about it ahead of time. Like right now, I'm already arming my students and my mentees. Like you got to get ready. 2025 is right around the corner, and this is the time of the year where I've seen it. The enemy wants you to go into your slump, your annual slump. Who can identify with that? That around this time of year, you get unmotivated, you get lazy, you get disinterested with things, you get unproductive. You start worrying about things that you shouldn't worry about. It becomes like an anniversary situation. Every year around this time, you just go into a slump. You instead of thinking and planning for 2025, you're worried about, oh my God, what's going to happen next year? And then don't let somebody who's already dealing with all of that trauma in their soul start listening to all of this craziness on social media. Meteors, monsters, and exposure. That's all we're hearing from the prophetic community now. It drives us. It drives us. And this is how we in deliverance ministry, we call it anniversary demons. Because during this time of the year, holidays come around. People are reminded of loved ones who aren't around during holidays any longer. A little chill get in the air. A little chill get in the air, and then you want to rub up against something warm. So you start circling back to those hey big head texts, and you
You have
start
to find
responding. Go ahead, babe.
I was gonna say you have to find, like you said, you have to find healthy ways of coping. And I want to speak a little bit to what it is that you call in a deliverance space anniversary demons and seasonal grief. y'all know many times, or well, many of us know that we're coming into the part of the year where the sun is not out as long as it was during summer, right? We're coming into the fall season where it's getting darker earlier. And so a lot of times people are finding themselves in what we call seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is not just where my emotions are quote unquote out of whack, for lack of better terms. Seasonal depression, there is also a hormonal balance to that. There's a hormonal aspect of that. It is because you're not getting enough sunlight. It's because you're not getting enough vitamin D. And so instead of being aware of this, right, instead of maybe going to therapy, speaking with a therapist who can sit down and assess why at a certain time of the year you find yourself depressed, you find yourself unmotivated, you find yourself sad, right? Instead of just allowing these cycles to happen to you, take accountability and say, you know what, I'm going to go and find a therapist who can diagnose seasonal depression and help you find healthy coping so that you're not in the same person's bed, so that you're not responding to those hey big head texts, so that you're not finding unhealthy ways of coping with something that's very real that many people experience.
I want to
You're
talk
muted.
about coping. I want to talk about coping. We've never talked about this before, but I think about it this way. If you don't go to therapy and develop coping skills, you'll create a dangerous coping mechanism. There's a difference
Explain that a little
between
bit.
a coping skill and a coping mechanism in my head. I'm not a therapist. I didn't go to school for this, but this is just how I see it. Y'all go with me. A coping skill is something that you're taught. A coping skill is something that you learn from going to therapy and talking to somebody who is trained to help you work through these things, right? I see coping mechanisms as things that we develop to make us feel better in the moment, to numb the pain, but never really
Deal with
cure
it.
the infirmity, right? So a coping skill could be the therapist tells you that you need to have a healthy confrontation with your mother. You need to finally confront the thing that happened in your family, right? That's a thing that they train you to do. They help you learn how to have the conversation and prepare. But a coping mechanism is I don't want to deal with the confrontation, so I go and get me a bottle of Grey Goose. I don't want to deal with the pain that's going on. So instead of developing coping skills, which take real work,
Yes.
we develop coping mechanisms which we develop naturally, and they're often closely associated to the propensities of something the propensities of something that may have been in our family lines. So the thing
That's good.
the thing that you cope with, you probably saw your mama cope with.
That's why you have an attraction to that coping
That's
mechanism.
why you are we
Yeah.
call it generational curses. They call it
Generational trauma.
in therapy, they call it generational trauma. You recreate what you see. And what God is trying to do for you for 2025, I feel, what God is trying to do for you in 2025 is break you out of cycles that you didn't start. He's trying to break you out of things. You don't have to do the same things that your parents did. You don't have to fall in the same traps that your daddy and your mama did. You got to do the real work. You got to break out of these things. I see therapists in the comment section. I didn't go to school for therapy. Don't quote me. I went to the school of Deliverance. But what I do know
Love it.
is whatever school, whatever angle we come from, you got to heal for real. You got to heal on purpose. Everybody type heal on purpose. Heal on purpose. How many of you are being helped? So, babe, I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about how self-sabotage, perfectionism, and all of these things work together to stop us from doing the work that we need to do. Like, what is really stopping us from doing the real work that we need to do in healing?
Yeah, so there's a few things. There's a few reasons why I find that in the past myself and therapy clients are not doing the real work of therapy. One is we don't really believe that God wants us free. I think that we have to really believe that God can heal us, that the cycles can stop, that the torment can end. So we have to really have a belief, an internal belief that God does not want us to be living this way and there is a better way, right? There is a more abundant life that God wants us to live. And so I think that a lot of times when people are so used to experiencing the same thing over and over and over, number one, we normalize it. We start to think that it's normal. I say it all the time to someone who's experienced trauma, and this is just an example of that. To someone who's experienced trauma, peace looks like boredom. And so sometimes it's hard. What that means is it's really hard to bring trauma survivors or people who's experienced some type of adverse experience. It's really hard to bring them into a state of wanting to heal because healing looks like boredom to them. Healing doesn't seem fun. Healing actually seems chaotic. It seems uncomfortable because they've become so accustomed to the pain. They've become so accustomed to the hurt. And it's not just I want to say this, it's not just behavioral. That's not just something that we do just because we don't want to heal. There are pieces, does not just impact us behaviorally and mentally and emotionally. Trauma impacts us physiologically, meaning when you experience trauma repeatedly, there is something that happens in your brain, right? There is something that happens in your brain. And so we have to be aware of this. It's not always that it's not always that we're saying to ourselves, we want to self sabotage or we want to struggle with perfectionism. Sometimes it's just the fact that trauma has impacted us so deeply. And so that's what I want to say. I always want to say that because a lot of times we make people who are walking through trauma feel like it's their fault and things of that nature. So I always want to preface it by saying a lot of times it's physiological. It's something that's happening in your brain, like we said, that is attracting you to the dysfunction. Trauma can rob you of some of your brain faculties so much so that like you actually are attracted to dysfunction. You actually start to be attracted to the thing that hurt you. And so that's why we see a lot of times, and just going back to the physiological piece, a lot of times we see when people experience trauma and God provides them a way out, a solution, a lot of times they don't choose that because they're so used to the dysfunction, because the dysfunction is what's comfortable for them. It's more comfortable for me to sit in my trauma, to allow this trauma to lead my life than it is for me to actually do the work of healing, because I don't know what's on the other side of healing. At least I know what I'm getting myself into here. I know what happens here. I'm comfortable in this space, right? And then I also get help, right? People are also, I don't have to live up to my fullest potential because everyone is carrying the weight of what I won't do for myself, right? And so I have people that come to me and they help me. I don't have to walk out my purpose. I don't have to get a job. I don't have to be the best version of myself that God wants me to be because I've experienced one thing or another. So people start to expect less of me. And I love that people expect less of me because I don't want to be held to a higher standard. And so I see that's why a lot of times people don't seek therapy. And a lot of times people don't have the means. I won't, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. A lot of times people don't have the means, meaning they don't have the money, they don't have the resources to seek out therapy or healing resources.
I want to say something. I want you all to just really dig into what she says. She just said that many people don't heal because they're surrounded by people who are comfortable with them crippled. She didn't say it that way, but the preacher in me made me think about the city. Think about the man. There was the story in the Bible about a man who sat at a gate, and there was a community that continued to walk by him. They saw that he was in trouble. They saw that he was broken. They saw that he was a cripple, and they were comfortable with him crippled. In 2025, God is getting ready to change your circle, and he's getting ready to remove people from your life that are comfortable with you crippled. He's getting ready to remove people from your life that are comfortable with you living under your means. He's removing people from your life who are comfortable with you living in rebellion against God. Rebellion is not cute. You've got to do the work to heal. God is getting ready to staff your life, because here's another reason why people don't heal. God is getting ready to staff your life with people who are going to hold you accountable to who He said that He is. A lot of you want to heal in private. But I'm got to tell you that if you want to heal for real, I feel the power of God. Just lift your hands. If you want to heal for real, you got to put your pride aside and say, I need the community. You're not going to heal in private. You're going to heal in community. God's going to set you around brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers who are going to come alongside His destiny for your life and push you into purpose. I feel like praying. I wish somebody would just say, Lord, push me into purpose. You've got to stop surrounding yourself with people who share with you in struggle, but don't share with you in conviction. I'm going to say that again. You got to stop being comfortable around people who share with you in struggle and don't share with you in conviction. They share with you when it's time to do something messy. They're comfortable with you when it's time to gossip about somebody else who's moving forward with their life. But the moment that you decide to be different, oh, you're acting funny. Oh, you're moving funny. God wants you to heal on purpose, but He also wants you to heal in community. Everybody say heal in community. Type it, heal in community. Heal in community. You need mentors. You need disciplers. You need leaders. You need a community of people who are not going to be comfortable with you crippled. I wish I was surrounded by people earlier in my life, in my early 20s, who didn't just like my gifts, but wanted to see me walk upright. They wanted me to see move. I needed to be surrounded by people who wanted to see me put one foot in front of the other and not just sit in a crippled position. Because this is what paralysis is. You have all of the potential to move forward, but the possibility of pain, the possibility of the difference, the possibility of the unknown causes you to live in a stuck place. But here's what healing is going to look like. It's a journey. Healing is not an event. It's a journey. You heal in community. You heal in a journey, and you need to heal for real so that the generations that are going to come after you, I don't know whether you know it or not, you're called to a sphere of influence, whether it's 2 people or 2 million people. God has assigned people to you, and they need the healed version of you. Somebody just type it in the comment section. I'm committed to heal. 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 Type it. I'm committed to heal. Type it. You got to make the commitment. I'm not going into 2025 like I was in 2024. I'm not going into any other day of my life without doing the work, because I want you to remember this. God is not looking for instant perfection. He's looking for steady progression.
Yes.
He's looking for you to do the work, and perfectionism is keeping you from living up to the standard that God has for your life. Perfectionism is causing you to live and be comfortable under a cap. But you got to break the cap tonight. I'm going to pray for y'all tonight. I'm going to pray for y'all tonight. I'm going to pray because you got to break the cap. God is trying to transition you, and you need to do it in community. God is trying to transition you from the thing that is your current cap. God is trying to turn it into your catapult. The thing that is your current limitation, God is trying to turn it into your launching pad. The thing that's been above you as your ceiling is going to be your floor. God is trying to get you into your next season, into your next season, into your next season. And He's going to do it through community. You have anything else, babe? We've been talking for a long time. I got to let him go.
I was gonna say one thing, and it's from the therapy space. When God does place you in community, be okay with being provoked. Be okay with things coming up that you thought you processed, that you thought you got rid of years ago. A lot of times what happens is when God brings us in, when God reveals that He wants to heal us in an area, sometimes God will call us to a place of isolation so that He can bring clarity on what it is that He wants to heal and begin that healing. But after that, God has not called you to stay in isolation forever. There comes a season when God is going to send you to community. Why is it? Because when God sends you into a community, there are other people there that are going to poke that thing that you thought you got rid of and bring it back to the surface so that it can be healed at a greater level. And so when you are in community, be okay with being provoked. And that's why healing in relationships is so important, because if we don't heal in relationships, the enemy is always going to be able to deceive us and make us, cause us to believe that the people that God sent to help us, those destiny helpers, that they are no different than the people that hurt us in the past. Why is that? Because sometimes it looks the same. Sometimes they're going to provoke you in a way where it looks the same, but the purpose is not the same. When they provoke you, it was to destroy you. It was to bruise you. It was to hurt you. When God sends you destiny helpers to provoke you, it's to cause something up so that it can be healed, not to destroy you, not to, not to hurt you. And so sometimes when God, well, not sometimes, there comes a time when God is going to send us to community so that healing can be further, because that's what we're called to. We're called to be in community. We're called to be productive in community. And so when God brings you into that community, be okay with those people ruffling your feathers. Be okay with not agreeing with them on everything. Be okay with them challenging you and provoking you, right? As long as it is done in a respectful manner, you know the difference between when someone's trying to hurt you and when someone's trying to harm you. We know the difference from that. And so that's the only thing that I wanted to add to that. Because community is not perfect, but it's God ordained to get you into your next. And so I want us to be okay and be realistic about what community brings and how God uses it to continue to perfect us.
I want you to type it in the comment section. Tomorrow night, we're coming back, another free session. We're going to be teaching a little bit more. We're going to teach a little bit digger. We're going to dig a little bit deeper. But if you're ready to take your healing journey seriously, finally, I want you to type it in the comment section. I'm ready. I'm going to make you make a commitment. This is a public commitment. I'm ready. I need you to type it. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to heal. I want to see you. Community is God ordained. God will put people right next to you who are designed to manifest the mess that you don't want to touch.
That's good.
He will put people in. This is why some of you were born next to the siblings that you were born with. God gave you the sister that he gave you because he wanted to deal with something inside of you. Mm-hmm. I want to see you back tomorrow night. But there's something that I want to offer to those of you who are commenting and saying that you're ready to heal. My wife and I have decided to put together our very first mentorship. And we want to know what you're going to do with the information that you learned today. We want to know what you're going to do with the information that you learned today. We've created a community for healing. I've wanted to do this for years. I wanted to put together something that would help people finally dig into, because this time of year, I used to get so many deliverance requests. So many people wanted to get free and they wanted a quick fix. And I'm here to tell you, healing is not a quick fix. Healing is going to be a journey. And so what we have decided to do is put together a guided journey for healing, a guided journey to help you break the cap, a guided journey to help you get out of the funk, a guided journey to help you break free of everything that the enemy's tried to use to hold you. Somebody just say, Lord, help me break free. Somebody just say, Lord, help me break free. Type it in the comment section. We've put together a healing mentorship, an inner healing mentorship called Unlocked. It's a 10-week journey that we're going to take with you, and we're going to put everything that we have learned over the years, everything that we've learned through relationship, everything that we've learned in school, everything we've learned from the word, we've put it together in a 10-week mentorship that's necessary right now. This is a pivotal time. You got to heal now so that you can be ready for 2025. You got to do the work now so that you can be ready to make progress in 2025. Many of you have been disappointed in your progress all year long. Your productivity has been low. God, you have vision and ideas, but you can't break into it because you haven't healed. Your destiny demands the healed version of you. In these 10 weeks, we're going to teach in depth on triggers and trauma. We're going to talk about family and relationship wounds. We're going to talk about spiritual abuse, because that's something that we didn't even touch tonight. Spiritual abuse, religious trauma, and church hurt, and how it can impact the lives of people who want more for themselves. We're going to take you through days of mass deliverance and guided meditation. We're going to have prophetic ministry nights where we bring in other prophetic ministers and we just prophesy over you and we minister the word of the Lord into you. We're going to take time and take you on this journey. You've got to heal for real, and we want you to do it in community. All right? This course is designed as a mentorship instead of a training. This mentorship is intentional and intimate. It's a place where we're going to provide you guidance and we're going to give you practical application. Because we've spiritualized a lot of things, but we need to bring things into practicality so that you can practice them on your own. We're going to bring them into practicality so that you can do them on your own. It's going to be very similar to a group therapy session. My wife is an amazing therapist that is going to help you on the therapy end. I'm a deliverance minister and a prophet of God, and I'm going to help you on the spiritual end. And through the combination of deliverance and therapy, we're going to bring you into what we're calling unlocked. I want everybody to type unlocked. Unlocked. Everybody type it, unlocked. Unlocked. This is the word of the Lord for your next season. Unlocked. Unlocked. You're moving from stuck places to unlocked. You're moving from low places to unlocked. You're moving from barren places to unlocked. This isn't a training. This is a mentorship. You're going to spend 10 weeks with us getting ready to live unlocked. Oh, I wish I should have preached that instead of turning it into a mentorship. Anyway, I want to tell you about what we do. If you sign up tonight, we're going to give you 18 additional hours of inner healing content between that my wife and I have done. We've done a course called Sound Mind, overcoming mental warfare, that you can take at your own pace. I've done a soul tie detox, a course that we can do to help you break out of toxic relationships. We've done an exclusive teaching on deliverance and therapy that's going to take you further. We've did a teaching on tormenting thoughts. My wife has done a plethora of teaching for women who need healing. I see y'all asking, how do I sign up? How do I sign up? We've done teachings on relationships, anniversary demons, and we've packaged it all together. You will only get this bonus if you sign up tonight. I'm going to be clear. This inner healing library is only for the people who sign up tonight. This additional 18 hours worth of courses is only for the people who sign up tonight. All of these things are valued at about $2,500, but we're putting together an affordable group therapy package for you. And tonight you can get all of this for $297, or you can utilize Afterpay or Klarna. Afterpay or Klarna. We have pay in 4 systems. What you need to do right now is text unlocked to 770-746-8147, or I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. If you want to register, I'm dropping the link in the comment section. I'm dropping it on YouTube. I'm pinning it, text it, put it in your browser, screenshot it. We're taking a limited amount of people. We're taking a limited amount of people. You need to be serious about your healing. Somebody say, Lord, help me break free. Somebody say, this is helping me so much. It will be available tomorrow, but the bonuses, which are the additional courses that you get, are only available tonight. The bonuses are only available tonight. The bonuses are only available tonight. If you use a pay-in-4 system like Afterpay or Klarna, you can sign up tonight for $74.25. This is very affordable. I know people who do things much more expensive. I want you to text unlocked. Text unlocked to 770-746-8147. Babe, tell them why they need to join this mentorship.
Well, first of all, this is a steal. Everything that you are going to be getting, even not even just the community, but the wealth of wisdom. Even just looking through the titles, the things that we're going to be diving into, this is a steal. This is a steal. If you are truly tired of experiencing the same cycles, and you know and believe that God has better for you, that you are in the place that you are ready to heal,
You got
this
to do the work.
you have to do the work, and we are skilled and able to help you do the work. We are not, this is not something that we just launched yesterday, and we just got our degrees and things of that nature. No, we have walked people through deliverance and therapy. We have helped people. We have people who provide testimonies. So this is something that you do not want to miss. This is our very first mentorship that we're doing together. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that, to see how God will use deliverance and therapy to help his children break free. It's the perfect time to do it. It's right before the new year. This is around the time where I see a lot of people start, not even just, we talked about seasonal depression and things of that nature, but a lot of people start to feel down on themselves. They start to rehearse all of the things that they set out to accomplish in January and February, and they get to this point and they say, Lord, what did I accomplish? I didn't do anything, things of that nature. You need to not try to wallow in your sadness, not try to sit down and allow the enemy to rehearse those lies to you. Get up and do the work. Join the mentoring program, because that's what it's here to do, to help you reach your fullest potential in Christ. And so it's the perfect time to do it. And it's a paying for. That's perfect.
Y'all, we're so excited because we get to do this together. If you all follow us on social media, um, then you know that there's a lot of joy in our house. And so we love just sharing our family with you all. You all are going to get to meet our daughter and see how we interact and learn just a little bit about even how we navigate marriage together. We're going to talk about dating. We don't take Zelle or Venmo, but you can just use a regular credit card to sign up. You don't have to if you just want to sign up through regular credit card, just text unlocked and you'll have the opportunity to sign up. I see people are already signing up, and I'm super excited because we want this to be a group of a safe place for people of all walks of life to experience healing, deliverance, transformation, change. And we've already got 10 people signed up. Already 10 people. These sessions are live. So that's another thing about this course. $297, less than $30 a class. These are live sessions. So you get live sessions and a pre-recorded library if you sign up tonight. Not only do you get live sessions with us that are just Q&As. Oh my God, just joined. Super excited. Wow. Not only do you get the live interactions with us, you get to ask us questions, you get a real-time interaction with us and our experience. You also get a course library of things that you can take at your pace as long as it takes you to go through it. If you sign up, you also get my deliverance training manual. So not only do you get what we're giving live and the pre-recorded, but I'm also throwing in a book, a deliverance book. Everybody type unlocked. Oh, so exciting. So many people are saying they just joined. So many people. We're already at 14 people signed up. That is crazy. What's the max amount of people that we're saying? We're not looking to have a huge class, but we do want to make sure that there's room for enough people, but we're not taking 1 million people. I'll just say that. We're not taking 1 million people. So if you're on the fence about it, do what you need to do. If you don't feel like you need to sign up, then move on and do your healing journey by yourself. But if you want assistance, if you want help, if you want to experience the fullness of what God wants for your life, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. The sessions are at 7 p.m. on Thursday night, Central Standard Time, 7 p.m.
And they're recorded, so you can watch the replay if you're not able to
And they're
attend
recorded.
live.
So if you can't watch live, you can always watch the replay. It's okay. If you can't watch live, you can always watch the replay. All you need to do, if you want to use Afterpay or Klarna, you just need to go to the website and check out the texting information is on the screen. Text unlocked with ED unlocked to 770-746-8147. 770-746-8147. Classes start October 17th. Classes start October 17th, but we're going to end registration before that. If you want bonuses, you need to sign up tonight. If you want that additional course library, you need to sign up tonight. If you want to see the course on soul ties, if you want to see the course on relationships, if you want to see the course on mental warfare, we're going to talk about some of it, but we have some additional content that we felt like would be really beneficial for for the people who are interested in moving forward on their healing journey. Already 20 people have signed up. Text unlock October 17th. Come on with your questions. I see this. Some many people say committed to heal. This is not a course that's involved with Cultivate University. This is a course that is you have to, whether you're a student or not, you're going to pay for this. This is a mentorship that we're utilizing my wife's perspective to sign up tonight. No, if you use Afterpay, you can sign up tonight. You can pay partially with Afterpay. Just joined. Look at all of these people saying just joined. I love it. I love it. I love it. The extra courses we are getting are wonderful. Yes, they are. Each live session will be about 45 minutes on Thursday nights. Each live session will be about 45 minutes on Thursday nights. Tomorrow night, I love it, joined. I love to see so many people that are committed to healing. They're committed to, y'all, I want y'all to welcome the new mentees to this mentorship. This is going to be live, it's going to be interactive, and it's going to be a blessing to so many people. And I want to know, yes, you'll get the book through email. It's going to be a downloadable book. It's my Deliverance training manual. It's wildly popular, and I'm giving it to you because it's a tool to help you heal. It's a workbook. That means that you actually have to go through and confront some things. It's a tool to help you dig up some things and confront some things. I love it. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Wednesday nights.
Someone is asking if they'd have unlimited access beyond the 10 weeks.
Yes, beyond the 10 weeks, you'll definitely have unlimited access. So as long as you want it, you can have access to it.
In one place, that's what I love.
Because it's a lot of information. So yes, the Cultivate Mentorship is different from this. This is outside of the Cultivate Mentorship. So it's important for you. It's important for you to make sure that you do what needs to be done. And register. So you get all of these. If you sign up tonight, you get all of these courses. Classes are Thursday nights. You need accountability. There is no extra for the bonus. Everything tonight is $297, and you can use Afterpay. Text, do what you got to do, but you need to be in this community. You need to be in this class. You got to do the work, and you got to heal for real. God is looking for you to step up to the plate and be the curse breaker. The cost is $297. You can pay in 4. When are the extra courses available? They'll be available when the course starts. Some of them may be a little before. But we just got to work through all the people who sign up tonight. I love it. I love it. So many people are working. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing live Q&As. We're going to be doing live interactions. We're going to be doing live questions. So come back for sure tomorrow night. But if you're ready to begin a deeper journey and you want to start 2025 with leverage and a leg up, you definitely need to be. Will there be opportunity to ask questions live during the mentorship? Absolutely. Every Thursday night when we are live, we are going to take time for Q&A. It's going to be a group healing. We don't have a couples rate. Because you're healing identity. And this isn't a marriage or relationship specific course. So we have individual pricing for you. What are the options if you don't sign up tonight? You can sign up tomorrow night. You just don't get the bonuses. The bonuses are for tonight, because we can't give bonuses to everybody. This is a lot of content, and we want you to use jump on it if you're serious about it, and utilize all of this to heal. Will it be on Zoom? No, it's going to be in our it's going to be in a Zoom like class. It's going to be live. Yes, you can sign up for tomorrow for sure. How many of you saying, I'm going to sign up tomorrow? I want to sign up tonight, but I can't. I'm going to sign up tomorrow. Another bonus for sure, they're just reminding me, we have a deliverance team. So we're offering those who sign up tonight, and those who sign up tonight only will get access to my deliverance team. These are deliverance ministers that I've trained to do one-on-one sessions with people. So that means if you sign up tonight, you will have access to a discounted rate for a one-on-one session with someone from my deliverance team. This isn't a certification. This is a mentorship to help you heal. These are great questions. Somebody just said they just signed up. I love it. Almost 45 people have already signed up, babe. Somebody just signed up. Somebody said, I'm going to sign up tomorrow. I'm going to sign up tomorrow.
A few people said they'll be signing up tomorrow.
Can you hear me? Okay. I love it. Almost 45 people have signed up. God is doing big things, babe.
I'm excited. Yeah, I am so excited.
I love these questions. Let me pray about it. Yes, pray about it.
Yes.
So many people are saying they're going to sign up tomorrow. Somebody else just said they just signed up. During the mentorship, I'm going to tell you all about how my wife flirted with me as a member of the church that I was an executive pastor of. I'm going to tell you all about how she flirted with me, and you know, she was checking for your boy.
And we're all going to collectively ignore him and keep it moving, because that did not happen. Amen.
We're going to talk to you about our dating journey. And some of the
how
things
we had to heal individually to be ready to date. All of those things. So it's gonna be good. And what I love most is that, like you said, it's gonna be practical, but it's gonna be information that you can truly apply to your everyday life. It's not gonna be, information that you don't understand, because if you don't understand it, then you can't apply it. This is going to be wisdom that you can apply to your everyday life, so that you can actually start to see the fruit in your everyday life. So I'm excited about it.
And we're going to talk about hard things. We're going to spend a good deal of time talking about religious trauma, and how many people are full of gifts, full of potential, full of wisdom, and because of trauma that they experienced in church, that they're no longer moving in their call. They're no longer moving in their giftedness. They're no longer moving in their grace. This is not just something for women. This is for men too. I have an anointing for men. I have an anointing to help men step up to the plate and be all God called them to be. So we're gonna do the dig, the real work. We're gonna dig.
Yeah.
No, it's every depends on how you just need to go to Afterpay and Klarna and they'll give you
I believe,
options.
yeah, but I believe it's every other week.
Yeah, but they also give you options to where you can pay once a month.
Okay.
They
Okay.
give you options to where you can pay, however, but you get your seat secured and Afterpay you can customize your payment setting with Afterpay and with Klarna. So I love that. We're going to do a lot of talking about that because I want to tell you all about how I got freed and healed from PTSD from church. How I was in therapy and realized how much work I needed to do because of church. How many of you have experienced some? Yes, we're going to talk about mental illness. My wife has a powerful story of how she's helped so many people come through mental illness because of what she experienced with her father. So yes, we're going to be talking about that. So we're going to be doing some real work. But I want to know how many people who are watching right now can say that they've experienced some real trauma from church. I just want to know. I want to see what percentage of people signing up have experienced some real trauma from church. We're going to be talking about relationships. We're going to be talking about family. We're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff. And what you don't get if you sign up tonight, what you don't get in the group, you can get in a discounted session paying for. Okay. In a discounted paying for, a discounted session through Cultivate Deliverance team. So what we don't deal with one-on-one, you can get dealt with depending on the topic. Like we're not gonna in those one-on-one sessions, we don't diagnose medicine to people, but we will help you break free from spiritual bondage. I love these questions. We have 50, oh my God, almost 55 students. People are still signing up. I love the questions about it. People are still signing up. I'm looking at the questions. No, this is 10 weeks. We're doing 10 weeks. This is such an answer to prayer. Y'all are sweet. I'm glad you all are excited about it. I'm glad you all are ready to move forward. I'm glad you all are really serious about your freedom. Church hurt is the worst. Yes. This is not a monthly thing. This is you can counsel with you can counsel with you can counsel with Afterpay if you pay, but it's not a monthly thing that you pay for. This is only a 10-week mentorship. 10 weeks to do. It's going to be intense. It's going to challenge you. October 17th, we're starting. It's going to challenge you. It's going to be intense, and you need to do the real work. How many of you can say, I'm on the fence right now, Taurus? I want to sign up, but I don't know. Let me see you in the comment section. Just type, I'm on the fence. Wow. Type, I'm on the fence. Type it. Listen, healing doesn't just happen to you. Healing doesn't just happen to you. Healing doesn't just happen by happenstance. You have to take life and do the work to heal, right? The healing that I experienced didn't happen until I finally took the responsibility on myself to forgive the people who intentionally hurt me. You got to believe that just like people intentionally hurt you, God wants to intentionally heal you. This is my challenge. You got to step into position to receive the intentional healing from the Lord. This might not be the community for you, but if you're on the fence about healing, if you feel like that we've said something that blessed you tonight, that struck a chord with you tonight, that ministered to you in any way, shape, or form, if you feel like something that we said blessed you, then this inner healing ministry mentorship is for you. This inner healing mentorship is for you. If it struck a chord with you, if you agreed, if you felt enlightened, I'm talking to you. We've never done this before, and we're not going to do it again anytime soon. This is just something we felt led to do, and I want you to come off the fence. Leah, I love you. We miss you. Yeah. Come off the fence. If something that we said tonight struck a chord with you, and we're going to answer questions. Not only that, we're going to help you identify for your state. We're going to help you identify and get ready to get a therapist for yourself. We're going to help you get a therapist. Now, we don't have a list of therapists, but we're going to help you prepare your mind for therapy. Because after this mentorship, you're probably going to be hungry for more, and you're going to finally want to talk to somebody one-on-one. You're going to lose that fear, and you're going to be ready for it. Somebody say, I need this class. I need this class. Environments like this I'm going to tell you why this happens. And when you start healing, I thought that I was an introvert. I lacked confidence. I didn't feel like I could do anything. But when I healed, I found out that I'm really not that introverted and that people do like me. And when I start healing, I started seeing the fullness of my potential. When I started healing, I started seeing all that I could do. When I started healing, I started seeing the power of God move in my life in a way that it's never moved before. I need you to get off the fence. Everybody who signed up, I want you to tell everybody on the fence, say, get off the fence. Type it and tell them, get off of the fence. Get off of the fence. 65 people have just signed up. Tell them, get off the fence. Get off the fence. We don't have scholarship opportunities. I'm sorry, we don't. But if there's somebody in the comment section who wants to bless, y'all connect in the comments. We can't manage that, but y'all can connect in the comments. Y'all can connect in the comments. You got to do the work. You need to invite some people. Dr. Mira, I want you to be a guest professor in this course. I have something I want you to teach. I have guest professors coming in. I love that. Look at John's testimony. I was hesitant to join Cultivate University a few years ago. I'm so glad I did. It's transformed my life. This is one of our long-term students who is a phenomenal man of God that lives up in New York. Don't stick on the fence. Healing is available. We're going to show you how to do the work to heal for real. We're going to show you how to do the work to dig into the unmet needs, unhealed hurts, and unresolved issues. I love this. I'm committed to heal. I'm committed to heal. This class is going, oh, look at this. We got somebody else that joined. How much longer will this live be? You can hop off, Vonda. Thank you so much. Where do we get the workbook? You'll get it in the course. I love it. I signed up. I signed up. I signed up. I joined. I joined. I joined. I joined. Yes. I love it. So many people are committing to healing. I'm going to take a few more questions. Somebody said, I'm signing up. I'm doing it now. We're running. I love it. Everybody who signed up said they're on. Y'all are going to really enjoy my wife's teaching. She has such a powerful anointing to heal. The men are going to be blessed. The women are going to be blessed. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. Listen, we're gonna shut this down at the bonus ends at midnight Central Standard Time. The bonus ends at midnight Central Standard Time. The bonus ends on midnight Central Standard Time. How much did Jesus charge the woman at the well who had the issue of the blood, the blind man? Not the discounted Deliverance stuff. Aisha, baby, if Deliverance isn't for you, it's not for you. Go to somebody who's going to do it. We don't just do altar ministry. We're spending hours with people. And I believe in compensating the people for the expertise and the time that they have spent learning how to help people heal. It's not expensive. If it's not for you, baby, it's not for you. Going on about your life. Kondarosi. Hallelujah. People, how does anyone know they need therapy and deliverance? You can go and watch my YouTube channel. There are a ton of free, we have free sessions, a ton of courses on social media that can help you identify what you need or how you need to move or what you need to do to find a therapist and deliverance. You can find all of that. You can find all of that on my YouTube page. You can find all of that on my YouTube page. Well, y'all, we have about 70 students who signed up tonight. Don't hesitate. Registration is going to close midnight. Registration for the bonuses are going to close. I love it. Somebody say, I have to take my life back. It's expansive and so needed. I love it. At midnight, the bonuses end. I'm so excited for all of you who signed up. I cannot wait to see what God does. Somebody help them. Please help them. Please try to understand the amount of money that is required to pay for platforms and speakers. You will play. Come on. Come on. God bless y'all. If it's not for you, move around. God bless you. If you want to be blessed and you want to do the work and you feel like that this is the place for you, we welcome you. If not, we bless you as you go on about your business. All right? Okay. Lord, look at that. Somebody say God is providing. I got to let y'all go. I love y'all. Let's see. So much. Y'all are going to have over 30 hours worth of content by the time this is over. Meditation sessions. We're going to be doing prophetic ministry sessions. We're going to be doing so much. I want you to take your healing seriously. I got to let y'all go. God bless you and good night.